The next stage is to process our matches. Now we've got 123 matches that came out of that batch match. That is quite a lot to be working our way through to do a sense check. So the first thing I'm going to do on this batch match is to right click and select outputs and send as many as possible via email. Click onto that email option. And we've got multiple properties going to multiple applicants at this point. Some applicants may get 2, some applicants may get 1, some applicants may get 4. You just don't know at this point. So we need to be as generic as possible in the subject line. So, property match from Baxter's Bath. We're going to mark matches as complete and exclude upon completion, and press the save button at this point. That will hopefully send as many as possible, so it sent out 99 emails. So I press OK, and we are left with the 24 matches that cannot be sent by email. The next stage then is to do a sense check. Now opening up the tooltip up at the top and using both the property and the applicant column, or the applicant section and the property section, and the lock column, if necessary, to check the applicant's recent events, we can untick the matches that we don't want to send to these applicants using the new page tabs down at the bottom. Once you've completed your sense check, right click, reject excluded. Get rid of those ones that you don't want to send. We're now left with 17. We're now going to try and send out via text message. So on the action menu under the outputs option, we're going to select send SMS. Now I'm going to mark the matches as complete and exclude upon completion. Okay, we don't get the option to configure the text message at this point. It's a very simple text message. It inputs the information regarding the property and a short URL web link in the text message as well. Press the save button. It's sent out 6 text messages. We are now left with 11 properties. We're going to do a further sense check now because we are going to be sending this out via letter, which is going to cost us even more money than sending out via text message. So once we've done a further sense check, right click, reject excluded. We're now left with our 8 matches. Now let's go with an example that we actually need to go out at this point and go and do a property inspection or a viewing. And at this point we don't want to lose these pending matches. So on the action menu, I'm going to change the status of these matches to OK to post. And then save. What that will mean is when I next come into the match grid, if anybody has run a match in between the time that I left it and the time I come back into it, I can filter on the match status of OK to post to check my matches. If there is also an admin person in your office that does your printing for you, they can go into the match grid, filter on OK to post and do the process that I am just about to show you. Do make use of that OK to post status. It is a very useful one to remember where it is. On the action menu, under outputs, we're going to select letters and lists at this point. You need to create your own match letter and create your own match report. Select them from the list, and we're not going to mark the matches as complete. We're not going to get the system to mark them as complete once it has created the letter. However, once we manually mark those matches as complete, we are going to get the system to remove those matches from the grid. The reason for that being is that your printer could potentially run out of ink, run out of paper, have a paper jam, run out of toner, and it may lose those matches. You do not want to mark the matches as complete until you have got the printouts from the printer. This may be unticked by default, taking your configuration into account, or you may need to remember to untick it when sending out via letter. Pressing the Save button here will produce the print preview for us. We have got a letter here for Mr. Feltham and his matches that were in the grid, and then a letter there for Mr. Defensive and his match. We can press print now, wait for our matches to be printed out. When they are printed out back on the match grid, we will need to right click, include all, and then right click, change status, and change our status to completed. Before we do that, do remember on the action menu under outputs, you can create labels for your prints, for your letters as well. Changing the status to completed will remove them from the grid, so we're going to mark them as posted as well. That will then, on the actual match event, on the events tab of the applicant record, it will show you that you've posted that. One way or another, we processed 123 matches. Do always remember to clear your filters before you remove yourself from the match grid. Searching for one of our applicants that got matched and we sent the letter to. On the applicants section, clicking into the applicant record, on the events tab, in the match, you can see here it says it was matched and that it was posted on the 9th of May.